Let's go back to the House of Reps. The Prime Minister is giving his end-of-year address and a bit of a
partisan statement for whom a Labor government makes a difference to their lives. And in the deliberations that we have during the budgets that have been brought down on issues like single parents and other things, we have very much focused on that. To the people who look after my security, I thank all of them. To all the defence personnel, including the RAF and others who look after us, I thank you for your service, and I thank you for what you do, whether it's people who work on personal detail, people who are just who are servants of the nation, who wear our uniform. The men and women do us proud, whether they're serving here or overseas. To my department, I went down yesterday. It was an extraordinarily busy day, and saw all my department at Prime Minister and Cabinet, led by Glyn Davis. I thank you. The public service is an honourable profession. We're determined to restore its status. We make no apologies for saying that permanent public servants need to be elevated in the way that we honour them and treat them, rather than just contracting out and people being engaged, which ends up costing more in the long run as well. To you, Mr Speaker, you do an extraordinary job in keeping all of us on track, and I thank you for the work that you've done. Of course, the Chief Whip and all of the whips up the back there do an incredible job, just ticking over. To my personal staff, led by Tim Gartrell, began as my chief in the Marrickville electorate office in 1996. Has done a fair bit of things since then, and I don't know what he did to have to. But people who come back haven't got any reason to complain, because they know what they're getting. And a range of them, including everyone sitting in the box over there, have come back after stints away from my office. It's an incredible team. And to Marika, Bill, Anna and Daniel, who do the more personal diary and just running around and the things that have to get done, I thank all of you. To Liz Fitch and the media team, it's outstanding. I thank you for the patience you show with me and with the liaison between the media. The media have an important role to play in our democracy. I said last night when hosting drinks for them at the lodge, there were more people turned up at the lodge last night for media drinks than work in the gallery, I reckon. But we did have to escort them out at some stage. There's some still there, I suspect, somewhere down the bottom. You play an important role in our democracy, and it's an honourable profession to be a journalist in this country or any country. We're reminded in places like Ukraine and the Middle East, journalists losing their lives in order to cover stories that are important. And to Tim Murray and my electorate staff as well, I'm sorry that there's so many demonstrations at the moment in particular. I'll just make this point. Blocking an electorate office of a Member of Parliament doesn't change a political decision. What it does is it stops people who need their local member getting access on social security and healthcare and others. And, you know, the Middle East is a very difficult issue, but, you know, my electorate office are not responsible for anything that is happening there. I wish the Leader of the Opposition and Kirralie and their children all the very best for Christmas and New Year. It's a terrible job, I know. Having done it, but I wish you well on a personal level, and I think that in spite of other things I say publicly, what I say privately as well, we are always able to engage, and I would have more conversations with you in a month than I had in the previous 3 years when I was in your position with my counterpart. And you need to be able to talk in a civil way, even when there are disagreements. We're able to do that. Mr Speaker, Christmas is a joyous time for many of us. For people of faith, of course, it is particularly important for Christians. And I will spend Christmas Day, as usual, with Bill Cruz at the Exodus Foundation, who serves, last year I think they're up to 4,500 meals on Christmas Day. People start queuing before 6 a.m. Every year, and it's a wonderful occasion. It's really uplifting, and I note that they close off now volunteers because they have more people want to volunteer and spend Christmas Day there than they can deal with to help. And that says something about the character of our country, that at the worst of times Australians always show the best of who we are. It can be a hard time for people too, we need to acknowledge. It'll be a really hard time for people who've suffered loss. It is a time where we think about and reminisce about what has gone the year before. And one of the things that happens at Bill Cruz's is it's not just people who are homeless or who are in need financially. It's also people who are in need of someone to have lunch with, people who are lonely. So if people can think about their neighbours and their community and reach out to people who might be just going through a tough time or might just need someone to have a word or a meal or a drink with. These are testing times for the world, and Australia is not immune from it. We're confronted daily with news of terrible loss and devastation, with images that challenge our very faith in humanity. We know that for so many people, for the Jewish community, the rise in anti-Semitism is having a real impact. For those who have relatives and friends in Gaza, it is a tragic time for them as well. And we have Islamophobia is a very real issue that we need to deal with. It is a time where the ethic that I was certainly raised with of kindness should be a theme for all of us as we go forward. That's what the message of Christmas is about. It's about reaching out and assisting others, and I hope that 2024 is a more peaceful time, whether it be in the Middle East or Ukraine or other troubled areas. We're very fortunate to live in this great country of Australia. We need to make sure that we don't take the social harmony that characterises our multicultural nation for granted, that we cherish it, enrich it, nurture it and celebrate it. That is very important. So I look forward to seeing everyone in 2024, and I wish everyone in this chamber, people who are staff and people who are listening or watching, including, I want to say, for all the crossbenchers as well, the way that you have handled yourselves, the sort of questions that are asked, and your diligence in representing your community is a very positive thing as well. And as a major party loyalist, that's a very difficult thing to say, but it is true in terms of the respect that I have for people who are genuinely representing their electorates. So I wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
The Prime Minister there with his end-of-year address in the House of Representatives.